After dormancy for several months, the Seth Rich murder case has that plot has definitely thickened and trended this week on social media. You remember Seth Rich? He was the Democrat National Committee staffer, mysteriously shot and killed in Washington, D.C. during the presidential campaign. And it is believed that he could have been the source of much of the internal DNC documents and emails that was posted by WikiLeaks ultimately. The left called this a conspiracy theory, although for some reason anyone who brings this up is attacked mercilessly, as if they don't want you to know the truth. And that shows me that there just might be something there. Are we close to finding the smoking gun in this murder? Here with me now, the new senior reporter at BigLeaguePolitics.com. Congratulations. You know her as Cassandra Rules on Twitter. Cassandra Fairbanks joins us right now. Cassandra, so good to have you with us. This story has really come back with a vengeance, Cassandra, at least on social media, and partly because of the findings of the private investigation of the family of Seth Rich. Yet, traditional media still doesn't want to touch the story. Why such a backlash?
Well, I mean, they have never had scruples about covering a murder case before. They've covered, every conspiracy you can think of Casey Anthony, JonBenét, every big murder case, they go after the family. They camp out on the lawns. So suddenly exploring different theories of a murder case is off limits. It's really bizarre. It's as if they're hiding something or they know something and they don't want you to know.
It's interesting. My measuring stick here is like this. Sean Hannity was talking a lot about this, and all of a sudden he, is not talking about it as much. There was a massive outburst by the left on Twitter, and I've done Sean Hannity's shows many times. I've hosted for Sean Hannity in his place when he's out before. I have never seen the sort of hatred that I got for interacting with Sean Hannity on one of his shows yesterday. This is a whole new level of hatred. They do not want this murder solved, which makes me think we're really onto something.
Right. I mean, the only people who could possibly know if he was the leaker would be people involved with WikiLeaks, possibly the FBI or whoever investigated his computer. But I mean, even that could be technically hidden if he used another computer or, got around things. So really the only people who would know, one of them is dead, and the others would be people like Kim.com who are close to WikiLeaks. And we've had Julian Assange repeatedly dropping hints that Seth Rich was the source. And then we've had Kim.com come out and straight up say, he's the source, I talked to him. And, you had Julian Assange go on Twitter right after this happened and say, I don't personally reveal sources, but sources may have talked to other people and they may reveal it, hashtag Seth Rich. Like, why is this not acceptable to discuss? This is news. Even their claims alone are news.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Cassandra, when I look at this, the only reason I'm getting on Twitter that people don't want us looking into this murder, you would think if he was a DNC operative, the Democrats would want people looking into it, but they don't. And the only reason I'm getting from them is that they say the parents don't want people stirring it up. And I just wonder if you know the truth on that, because I've seen videos of the parents thanking people for, I know that they hired a private investigator. So where is the truth on what the parents are wanting regarding this investigation?
Well, Steve, this is where it gets really interesting. So the DNC hired their crisis management guy. Like, I don't know if you've seen Scandal, but he's basically Olivia from Scandal, works for the Democratic Party, and he handles crises. And they hired him to do PR for the family, and he's been putting out all these really aggressive statements demanding that people stop exploring these theories.
But the kinds of hate that she got, were unbelievable. One person tweeted, I hope a terrorist shows up at your protest. Another tweeted, I hope that that driver from Times Square the other day can make it. And another person tweeted, ISIS, you got one job tomorrow. Cassandra, there are so many more like that. I can't understand. If I were on the left and I were watching all this, logic would deduce for me that something big is going on here.
I mean, I get a lot of hate on Twitter, generally speaking, because I'm pretty outspoken, but this was the most violent response I've ever got to a tweet. And I didn't even organize the protest. The protest was organized by Milo Yiannopoulos and Pamela Geller. I was just attending it, and I tweeted out the flyer. And I mean, they were literally calling for a terrorist attack.
Literally calling for a terrorist attack. And where are the investigations on those people who sent you those tweets? How many of those accounts have been shut down? Any?
I haven't seen any get shut down. But then we had people like Martin Shkreli get banned for writing a love letter to Lauren Duca. So there's definitely some interesting rules at Twitter, apparently. Calling for a terrorist attack is apparently fine.
And now we have a call from High Time from, I believe, a GOP congressman for a special investigation regarding the Seth Rich case. Do you think that will happen?
Not if the DNC can help it. I mean, the crisis management guy that's doing that's acting as a spokesperson for the Rich family is doing everything he possibly can. I mean, I've been getting attacked for days by somebody who was a staffer on the Hillary Clinton campaign on Twitter. They're doing everything they can possibly do to make everybody who looks into it look crazy and look cruel. And I mean, once you paint somebody as this monster, ghoulish person who's attacking a grieving family, what can you do? Like, there's not a good way to combat that, even though it's completely standard to try and solve unsolved murder cases.
And one last question I want to ask you quickly. We only have a couple of seconds left, Cassandra. It always goes too fast. But if people want to help you in this effort, what can they do aside from tweet you, follow you, retweet you, and read bigleaguepolitics.com? What else, quickly?
Well, we'll be covering it extensively. There's a bunch of investigations going on the Donald on Reddit and on Twitter. Use this hashtag SethRich, Justice for Seth Rich.
All right. We'll do it.
Yep.
Cassandra, thank you so much for being with us. Coming up next.